Era didn't realize how loud the room had become until Jimin quietly sat beside her. Not across, not at a distance. Beside her. His presence was gentle, almost careful, like he didn't want to startle her. The couch dipped slightly under his weight, and she became suddenly aware of how close their knees were, barely touching, but enough to send a shiver up her spine. "Are you okay?" Jimin asked softly. She nodded.
Just taking everything in.
He smiled at that, a small, understanding smile.
It can be a lot. We can be a lot.
There was something comforting about the way he said it. No pressure, no expectations.
They watched the others from where they sat. Namjoon deep in conversation, Hosuk laughing, Taeyong teasing Jungkook.
Imin's hand rested on the couch behind her, not touching her, but there, always there.
You followed Jungkook earlier.
Jimin said, not accusing, just observant. Ira glanced at him.
I didn't mean to. He just seemed alone.
Jimin hummed thoughtfully.
He's like that sometimes.
Then, after a pause, he added quietly,
So am I.
Her heart softened. She turned toward him, and when she did, Jimin's eyes met hers, warm, searching, vulnerable in a way that made her chest ache.
I like moments like this,
he said.
When things slow down, when you can hear your own thoughts.
His fingers brushed her hand then. Light, accidental, but neither of them pulled away. Instead, his thumb gently traced the side of her knuckle, almost absent-mindedly. Era swallowed.
You're very comforting.
Jimin laughed softly, cheeks faintly pink.
I've been told.
The music shifted in the background, slower now. Jimin stood and held out his hand, not demanding, just offering.
Dance with me,
he asked.
Just for a minute.
She took his hand. He didn't pull her close right away. Instead, he let the space between them exist, letting the moment breathe. But as they swayed, that space slowly disappeared, till she could feel his heartbeat, steady and calm. His hand rested lightly at her waist, respectful, warm.
If this feels like too much,
Jimin murmured,
tell me. I'll stop.
She shook her head.
It feels right.
His smile then was soft and genuine, the kind that stayed with you long after. Across the room, Jungkook noticed, and for the first time that night, his jaw tightened. Era didn't see that part. All she felt was Jimin's quiet closeness, the growing realization that her heart was starting to pull in more than one direction. Era felt it before she noticed him. That quiet shift in the air, like something had tilted, just slightly, out of place. She turned, and Taeyong was already looking at her. Not openly, not obviously. It was the kind of look you'd miss if you weren't paying attention. Eyes half-lidded, expression unreadable, like he was studying a thought only he could see. When their gazes met, he didn't look away. He tilted his head, instead, lips curving into a slow, knowing smile. It made her pulse skip.
You look like you're searching for something,
Taeyong said as he approached, voice low and smooth. Era blinked.
Do I?
He hummed softly.
Either that, or someone.
Before she could respond, he gently took the empty glass from her hand and set it aside. The casual familiarity of the gesture caught her off guard.
Come,
He said.
I want to show you something.
She hesitated only a second before following him. The hallway was quieter, the sounds of laughter fading behind them. Tae-young led her to a smaller room, dimly lit, lined with artwork and tall windows that framed the city like a living painting.
This is my favorite spot,
He said.
when things get loud.
Era stepped closer to one of the windows.
It's peaceful.
So are you.
Tae-young replied easily. She turned to him.
You barely know me.
He shrugged, stepping closer, not crowding her, just enough to make his presence undeniable.
Sometimes you don't need time. You just feel it.
The space between them felt charged, not rushed, not heavy, just aware. Tae-young leaned back against the table, eyes never leaving hers.
You're careful,
He observed.
but not closed off.
Her heart thudded.
And you?
I pretend I'm neither.
He said, with a soft chuckle. Era smiled despite herself. They talked about music, about quiet nights, about how fame could make everything louder, but also lonelier. Tae-young listened intently, like every word mattered. When she laughed, his eyes crinkled at the corners, genuine and warm. At some point, the distance between them disappeared. She wasn't sure who moved first. Tae-young's fingers brushed her wrist as he reached past her for a book on the shelf. The touch was brief, but it lingered in a way that made her breath hitch.
Sorry.
He murmured, but he didn't look sorry at all.
You don't have to apologize.
She said softly. He leaned in slightly, voice dropping.
You're easy to be around. Do you know that?
Her throat tightened.
So are you.
For a moment, it felt like the rest of the world didn't exist. A soft knock interrupted them. Namjoon's voice came from the hallway.
Everything okay in there?
Tae-young straightened slowly, a playful glint returning to his eyes.
Perfect timing.
He said, under his breath. He stepped aside, opening the door. The noise of the penthouse rushed back in, along with reality. As they walked out together, Tae-young leaned close. His words meant only for her.
Be careful, Aira.
He whispered.
You're starting to matter more than you think.
She watched him walk away, heart racing. Across the room, Jungkook noticed her expression. Jimin noticed the way Tae-young glanced back, and Namjoon, ever observant, noticed everything. Ira realized then that this night wasn't about choosing. It was about what happens when too many feelings wake up at once. And it was only getting more complicated.